Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Tell me in the comments. Darn it, I want to hear. Have you been grocery shopping recently? Are there groceries in your stores? I went out today. I had to go turn the water on in my parents' house because they're coming back. They're snowbirds, which means they spend the summer in the winter in the south. And while I was out, I needed to pick up a few things at the store, and I had to go to like 3 different grocery stores to find everything I needed. So it's a little bit weird, but I mean, ultimately, there's food and lots of it. It's not like we've run out of stuff here. And I heard that people in New York are like buying guns and ammo and stuff, and I don't think it's going to come to that in West Virginia, but whatever. But that's, today I actually have something I want to talk to you about, and that is the idea of like being told what to do. They say that who you are as an adult ultimately begins when you're a child, and the way that you're parented to, and the way that what's expected of you as a child kind of carries forward into adult life. And so maybe that's where a lot of my adult problems stem. Not meaning that the way I was parented is a problem, but just meaning that all of my adult life, I've just wanted somebody to tell me what to do. Like, just tell me what to do, and I'll do it. And for some reason, that kind of personality is perceived as being difficult. But it's how I operate best. I operate best with very concrete expectations. I want this, this, and this. Okay, well, that's what you're going to get. And I've never really had that, For whatever reason, all the jobs I've ended up in have always been these kind of, just do what needs done. I don't know what needs done. Somebody tell me what needs done. There's got to be a manager somewhere who knows. But that's not how it is, And I don't work well in that environment. And in my personal life, with family, with relationships, with parents, with everything, just tell me what to do. Tell me exactly what you want. Don't expect me to come up with something, because I'm not going to. I don't come up with things, especially when it's related to other people. Like, I'm very not good at coming up with things to do for or with other people. I've never been good at it. I've tell all of my friends, I have one friend who comes over on a basically, a couple of times a month, 2 or 3 times a month. And I've told him many times, like, chances are I will never ask you to come over. Like, please ask me. Please say, hey, Chevee, you want to play games this week? And I'll come over. And yes, okay, that sounds good. Let's do that. I struggle with it. I struggle with figuring out what is expected of me, because I just don't know. I have no clue what's expected of me unless somebody tells me, I expect you to do this. Fine, it's done. Now what's next? The funny thing is, going back to the whole parenting thing and going back to the how I was raised or whatever, the 2 people on this planet that I can ignore when they ask me to do something are my parents. And it doesn't come from a place of like malice. I'm not actively trying to upset them by not doing what they ask, but for some reason when they ask me to do something, it's just like and that might just be rebellion still at 41 years old. I'm still rebelling against my parents. I'm still a teenager. But, with everybody else in my life, it's just like, could you please just tell me what I'm supposed to do? Could you please just say, I want you to do this? And I'll go, okay, I will do that. I will make that change. And I realize that, especially in like interpersonal relationships with friends and family and whatnot, there can be a bit of a like, well, I don't want you to change because I want you to. It's like, well, if you don't ask me to, I never will. If you don't ask me to change, I won't, because I don't think about that stuff. It doesn't go through my head at all. Like, what is expected of me? I never think that, because if I haven't been told, I'm not going to sit around and make up things. Like, I just know what I expect of myself, and I do those things. And so I guess a lot of it is just me not being able to outwardly perceive what is expected of me without somebody just laying it out. Do this. All right, I'll do that. Sounds like a good plan. Let's do that. I don't know. And career-wise, maybe I've just, I don't know. I don't know how I've landed in these jobs. I've had quite a few jobs where I'm not even sure how I maintained, how I wasn't fired. Like, why wasn't I fired from jobs? Because I just didn't participate unless, I was told to, even though the job was clearly made for a so-called self-starter. I'm not a self-starter. Like, if I am a self-starter, if there's a goal, if there's a list of tasks that is beyond the scope of, say, a single day. Like, say we're working on a project that is months long, and there's a task list. I will do all of it, and without anybody intervening. But and that's because it's all laid out for me. Do this, this, and this. And when I was a kid, I always expected that that's how the world worked. The world worked on expectation, though. When you got a job, people told you, this is what you do from 8 to 5, and then you go home, and you just do this thing. And I go, okay, I'll do that thing. And like when I was in the Marine Corps, I was good at that. Like, I could do what was expected of me, because I knew very clearly. It was all literally in a book. We had standard operating procedures, and I thought that's how the rest of the world worked. It wasn't until this new job that I have right now where I realized that that's not how the world works at all. We're all just trying to figure it out. Nobody has the answer, and I need the answer, because if I don't know what I'm solving for, I don't know how to solve it. I don't know how to make up problems and figure out how to fix those problems. I don't know if any of that made any sense. Let me know what you think. Tell me if it made any sense in the comments. And do you have problems either with taking direction, or do you have problems functioning without direction? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I will see you tomorrow. The word of the day today is aggrandize. It's a verb meaning to exaggerate, put on a false front, and make something look greater and grander than it really is. Phil tries to aggrandize his reputation by saying that he is a charter member of the Bill O'Reilly fan club, but everybody just thinks this, quote, feat makes him pathetic. Aggrandize, Aggrandize.